friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it would be a good time for us to do update 6 of my project pan for the 2020 year. I have a historic amount of products that I have used up between the last update and now, and then I have some ones that I'm retiring from the project, and then some progress updates, and then finally some new items. So a lot of ground to cover. Let's go ahead and start with the many items that I have finished off. We're gonna go ahead and start with the least exciting one that I've used up, and that is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I was going back and reviewing where I was at the last update, and I had not realized that I had only just brought this in at update 5, and oh yeah, she's gone. She is all used up. As much as I enjoyed this setting spray, I'm not gonna buy it because to use something up in a month, that is not a good price per usage point. You're talking, it would be, if I used one of these a month, it would be about $120 a year to set my face. That is not a price point I want to adopt. So as much as I enjoyed this, I feel like it's not worth the money, and I'm trying to find something that again is either a little bit larger that isn't that much more expensive, or something that is cheaper than this that is about the same size. So stay tuned, we're on this journey together, my friends, but this just for me is not a repurchase. Oh, sorry, I had to take a gloss time out there because my lips are feeling a little dry, so I had to put on Old Faithful, which is my House Laboratories La Riot lip gloss in Blaze. This is basically the only lip gloss you guys see me wear in these videos. I freaking love this one, and I love the formula of this. This is Okay, moving on back to the products that I finished off. The next item that I finished off, I was surprised by. It was the Benefit Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation Light Medium Coverage in the shade 1. I had a hard time finishing this off because I, one, couldn't see how much I had left, and two, every time I'd go to squeeze out product, it would still keep coming, and I'd be like, is this the last time? Is this the last time? And when finally it was the last time, I was like, oh no, I'm going to miss this foundation. I really did like it. Unfortunately, the shade number 1 is a little bit, I don't know if dark is the right wording, or if it's just more the tone. The tone of it really isn't necessarily the best for me beyond summer, spring months. Right now I'm starting to hit the start of pale season. Not at the pale peak yet, but I'm starting to hit my usual paleness. And this was just a little bit off for coloring, but I do like this foundation. I do appreciate the coverage of it. It's not too heavy. It's a very lightweight type of foundation, and I do like it for those reasons. So I'm happy it's finished up because it did expire technically back in April. There is SPF 15 in here, which is why it had that expiration date, and it didn't smell funny, or it didn't cause me any skin problems. That's why I kept using it. I'm just happy that I was able to finish it off before it did turn on me. Another item that was maybe not surprising that I finally finished it off, but it is the Physicians Formula Maru Butter Lip Sleeping Mask. This puppy is all gone. It is all cleaned out, and I am super jazzed. I really didn't love the taste of this. It was something that I don't know if I've talked to you guys a lot about, but it had a weird coconut type of scent. I don't know. Ben also, when he would kiss me, he was like, what is on your lips? I'd be like, oh, it's my lip sleeping mask. And he was like, cool, awesome, thanks for that. But with that said, it was a decent moisturizer overnight. I would go to bed, I'd put it on, and I would feel my lips really were quenched in the morning. They didn't have a dry feeling to them, which was really nice. The other exciting thing about finishing this off is that I officially only have much smaller lip products left in my collection. It's pretty exciting in the sense that I don't have any more potted lip products like this, and I have stuff that I think I can get through relatively fast. So I'm looking forward to making some serious dents in my lip balm collection, because now that I've experienced some variety in lip products, I'm looking to make some purchases for, I think, some higher end type lip products that I really have been lusting after. And then number 4 that I finished off is sort of a frustrating finished off item. I'm not even sure I can really count it as truly finished off, but I kid you not, the day after I filmed update number 5, I went to pump the rest of this product out and nothing would come out. Did I not predict that? Did we not see this coming? And then I tried to pry my way into this, and it just wasn't working. I thought to myself, why am I working this hard to get this little product out when I don't even love this face primer. I think it's okay. I don't think it's worth a lot of the hype. That's partly why I snagged this. I was just merely curious, and I'm glad I only went with a small guy because I would not have enjoyed trying to finish off a full size. Similar to the Too Faced Peach primer that I really liked, I will not buy this again, even if I did like it because of the packaging. I just don't get down with packaging that doesn't allow you to get all of the product out. Like, there's a simple solution to this problem and they clearly don't care enough to resolve it, so it doesn't work for me. Would not get again. Item number 5. Yes, my friends, we continue on in the historic update here with all the items that I have finished. The next one is good old Milani. It's the Milani eyeshadow primer. I hadn't really been giving you guys update lines because I felt like I wasn't making progress because I hadn't hit the air pocket yet. And to this product's credit, it took me a long time to hit the air pocket, to get like the remnants out of there really fast. Once I hit the air pocket, it was basically gone. I will say, I, in the end, really like this eyeshadow primer. I would hands down purchase this again over the Urban Decay like shadow potion. I don't think that's a necessary price point. This stuff is delightful. I have, now that I finished this off, purchased the CoverGirl one, and after using it a few times, it's fine, but it's not as good as this. I will definitely be repurchasing this in my future, but it will be a while until I finish off that CoverGirl one, and I've opted to not bring the CoverGirl one in here just because it's a doe foot applicator. Like, I don't think you can really see progress on it, and I don't really enjoy trying to pan those in these projects because I just think it's hard to show you guys progress, and it's hard for me to get satisfaction out of those types of panned items. The last item that I have finished off is a powder product. Drum roll, please. I have finished off my Balm Desert bronzer blush from the Balm. Look, 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 look. Look at all that shiny, shiny pan. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This was so bittersweet. I was so excited to finish it off, but then I was like, oh no, now you have to really go through your bronzer collection and make some choices, which I did. I did. If you watched my products I regret buying, I showed you one bronzer palette that I opted to get rid of. And then when I think about it, the other bronzers that I have in my collection, it's like, I think I'm down to like 3. The thing about those 3 though is like, I'm not in love with any of them. I don't know, it's super weird. I don't know if I'm not in love with them because I am starting over and I know truly how hard and how long I have to work on a bronzer to pan it. And that's sort of like, ugh. It's a lot to like get back into the gist of having to like start over with something like that. Or if it's that I truly just love this bronzer so much, I'm not quite sure yet where I fall on which one is more true. So for now, I'm not going to repurchase this, but I'm not ruling this out. I know that the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer was a bronzer that I also really enjoyed, but I feel like this I really appreciated long term versus the Physicians Formula one. I think I was really getting tired of it by the end. So I don't know. I think I'll repurchase this one, but I'm not sure. That was a lot. I don't think I'm ever gonna have an update like this again where I have so many products that I finished off. So now we're gonna move into like the opposite end of the spectrum where I made no progress, and that is with these 3 lip products. Now, I know we've talked about this, and I'm sure you guys are getting this a lot and you're experiencing it yourself. You're maybe not wearing as many lip products because you're wearing a mask all the time. And yes, that is somewhat true of me, but if I'm being honest, I've never really been an aggressive lip wearer. I love gloss. Like, give me the juiciest, shiniest lips. That is just what I aim for my lip game. But during like the workday, I don't really reapply anything but lip balm. I apply lip balm pretty aggressively, and then like occasionally if I'm out at night or I'm with Ben like on a date night, I'll apply lip gloss. It's more often like when I'm filming, and then like in the morning when I get ready and leave my house is when I'm applying like a lot of lip products. So the reality is with these though, when I am choosing lip products, I'm not choosing these 3. I don't know what it is. I just have been getting enjoyment in other aspects of my lip collection. So I'm just gonna retire these from the project. In case you've forgotten, I was working on Fenty Beauty's Gloss Bomb in Sweet Mouth, which I got last year. I have the NYX Butter Gloss in Apple Strudel. And lastly, I was trying to work on this lipstick, the NYX Butter lipstick in Sandy Kiss. I just haven't been applying it. So I'm retiring those from the challenge, and if I suddenly have a calling to work on them again, I can choose to bring them back. But for now, they're just going back in the lip drawer, and if they get called upon, they get called upon. Part 3, giving you some progress updates on the products that are still lingering from the last update. I will start first with my foundation. So I brought in the J. Manual Beauty Filter Finish Collection Skin Perfector Foundation in Light Filter 2. I basically am at a point in my foundations where the foundations that I have left are getting on the older side, this being one of them. The problem with the 2 high-end foundations that are getting on the older side is they are not the perfect color match for me. This is like a real struggle I'm facing, and I've been able to avoid it because I've had so many other like foundation products to finish off. So I initially brought this in to mix with the Benefit Hello Happy, but then I got to a layer of pale where I didn't even need to mix the two, like it was still gonna be too dark for me. So then this didn't get as much usage. So I have this update. I debated taking this out of the project because I know that I can lighten it, but the issue for me, 2 things. One, I'm about to go back to in-person school. I have been teaching 100% online, so I've just been sitting quite literally in this room teaching. So, which means I'm not wearing a mask when I'm doing that, so I've been able to wear face products. But I would imagine that when I am back in person, I'm not going to want to have a full face of foundation on plus a mask on top of it. So I'm just not sure how much usage this will get already. And then the other like layer of that is this is a pretty high coverage foundation. It's more coverage than I am accustomed to in my daily life. Like I think if you look at me when I'm wearing this in person, like out about in the world, you kind of go like, oh, she's got foundation on. It's not like cakey, but it definitely is like, I'm gonna really blend over all of your freckles and you won't be able to see any of that through there. And I feel like most of the time in my everyday, I at least have my freckles visible through my face product because it is more of that lighter to medium coverage. So I just don't know if I want to keep using a heavy coverage product like this. So I'm gonna keep it in here and see if perhaps on the weekends I choose to mix this with a concealer or with another lighter colored foundation to see if I can keep whittling away at it because it is getting on the older side. And if after the next month I don't really use it, I'll probably take it out of the project because I don't want to keep giving you guys no status report on a product like this. Second set of items that we're going to talk about are the liners. I have both a brown and a black pencil liner, and I have been using them pretty equally. I'm pretty happy with both of them. I tend to sort of just decide how dramatic of an eyeliner look I want to go with, and that's how I choose the black or the brown. Remember, using a very scientific methodology, so here is where we are at. I think you can see here that I'm getting closer to being in alignment with my middle finger. I think maybe at the next update, this will be, you know, at the same height as my middle finger, but we'll see. And then also have progress on my black pencil, which again, super scientific. It's getting closer and closer to being the same height as my pinky. I imagine that it will probably be a little bit less than the same height as my pinky. I like both of them. They both have been working well and they both are creamy, so I do have to sharpen them. I'd say every like 2 weeks or so, which is pretty good. Another Old Faithful item that I have is my Benefit What's Up highlighter, which I use as an eyeshadow base. We are getting down to the nub point here. I'm hoping, praying, wishing, send a prayer for me that I can finish this off by the time the year is over. I would really like to be done with it by then, but we'll see. I have my usual amount of month-to-month progress that you can see on the lines. I mean, if you look at the very start, there's a lot of product in these samples, and in my opinion, if you do like this as a highlighter, I would just try to get a sample size of it because you're getting a lot of bang for your buck in this tiny little guy. But another month down, we'll see what the next month brings. Final 3 items that I have are my like powder cream-esque items. We'll start with the blush. I have been ever so slowly working on my Benefit Rockateur blush. This is basically one of two blushes that I wear. I basically wear this one or Coralista. It tends to be if I go with like a bronzy or gold type of eye look, I tend to pull out Coralista, and then for every other eye look, I use Rockateur. Small sidebar, I have considered like for like about 3 seconds getting rid of all of my blushes and just keeping those two, because truthfully those are my two go-to blushes, but I just haven't allowed myself to really consider that because I do like having other blushes even though I don't touch them very often. But anyways, you came here for the update. This is what she looks like right now. I have really started to reveal all of that middle circle. And then for some reason, most of the progress is happening at the top there where you can see even more of the plastic square pattern coming through. I don't know why the bottom part isn't really showing as much progress, because I do just swirl my brush in there. So I'm not really sure what the deal is, but again, we're making progress. I really would have thought I would have gotten this finished off this year, but nope, it's unlikely, so I'll just keep plugging away. Next one that we have is Opal by Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. We're just making progress on here. This is, again, one of the only highlighters I tend to go for. I think I'm really burrowing into this because I want to finish it. I have made good progress really digging into this side, and so my goal now is to kind of finish this section off, and then I'll be left with this bigger brick. I think at this point it is likely that I'll be able to finish this off by the time the year ends, which will be great because I think that's one of the oldest highlighters that I have in my collection. The last item that I have to give you progress on is the other highlighter I wear. Kind of like the blush story, I have the same story going with these two highlighters. It's either Becca or it's Lancome. I really don't stray from either one of these, but this is what it currently looks like. I feel like the pan size there is a little bit misleading because what happens with this is that it tends to be as I get further down into the pan that some product gets pressed up along here. So I don't really know how much progress I've made, but this is what she looks like. I really don't think this will get finished off by the time the year is over unless I all of a sudden stop wearing anything but like gold and bronzy type of eyeshadow looks. But I'm happy to see from month to month that I can make good progress on this. I think this is a beautiful highlighter. I think both of these are beautiful, and I'm probably going to struggle to find a new go-to once either one of them is gone. Okay, final portion of today's update are new products that I am bringing in. First one is a new setting spray. So I am bringing in the LA Girl Setting Spray Fix and Set Makeup for Extended Wear. This one is 2.7 ounces. It's a little bit more than the Milani one was, and I'm pretty sure it retails for like $6. I think that's what it was at my local CVS, was $6. And so I thought, like, why don't we just give this a whirl, see how it goes. It's, you know, a little bit bigger. It's nearly 3 ounces. So you're talking it's basically $2 an ounce. How long will that last? If it lasts me just a month, probably not going to be a repurchase for me, but I am curious about it. I was surprised to see that the ingredients in here aren't horrendous and there is no denatured alcohol. So I was like, let's give this a whirl, see how it goes. So no line on here yet because I've only used it a couple of times to just make sure that I want to put it into the project, and so far so good. Next thing I'm bringing in is the primer, face primer that I have been using ever since I finished up the Milk Hydro Grip. This is the Cover FX Blurring Primer. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and it's like a weird texture where I don't know if it is getting older, so it's starting to break down a little bit, or if it's just the fact that the air pocket in here tends to come and go. Like, there are times where I can push this down really far before I get any product pushed out, and then there are other times where I like squeeze it a little bit and product comes out. I don't know, but this is basically like the Benefit Professional in Cover FX form. I would prefer the Professional over this, but it does the job well enough that I may as well use it. When I hold it up to the light, it's telling me that there is product up to this point. That feels like a lie, so don't be surprised if there is a big bit of progress between this update and the next one, because I think there's less in here than it's showing me, but I wasn't gonna fuss with the packaging. So this is where we're at. This is the current one that I have been going for. The other thing I'm bringing in are 2 lip balms. So as soon as I finished off the Physicians Formula one, I immediately went to my lip balm collection and tried to find another like thicker type of lip balm that I'd want to wear overnight. And it didn't take me very long to realize I still had this. This is the Bite Agave Lip Mask in the shade Champagne. Now, this is the old formula. This is not the new formula. And I wanted to use this a while ago, but here's what stopped me. This stupid packaging top. Like, this is the worst way to apply lip balm. Like, I go to squeeze it out and it's very thick, so I have to really squeeze hard to get any out. And then like as I go to apply it onto my lips, it's not a fun experience because I'm like hitting the little ribs on the side here, and then like I get lip product down along in here. Like, this packaging just sucks. And I don't know if the full size is like this, but if it was, sucks. That's stupid. I feel like this brand is too high end to have something dumb like this as their packaging. But alas, tangent, unnecessary. I want to finish this off because it's super thick and I don't like how thick it is to wear during the day. I also feel like the Champagne shade is just kind of a joke. It's sort of just like a very light, shimmery-esque type of balm. I don't know. Not here for it. Just want to finish this off because it's the last like thicker type of lip balm that I have. This is where I am starting. I feel like it's pretty easy to see the progress because I have to squeeze at this point to get product to come out of the top part of it. So we'll see month to month how we get along with this. The other lip balm that I have is, I swear to God, the never-ending story of lip balms. It is this Jack Black Intense Therapy Lip Balm, Mango and Mandarin SPF 25. I got my sister and I hooked on these, and I bought a couple of like little samplers. They tend to always have these during Christmas time, and I'm finally getting to a point where I am using them all up, but I swear they last freaking forever. I am at this point here, like, doesn't look like there's very much left, but there's so much left. This is the lip balm that I've been applying in the morning as I do my makeup. So I basically like come in, I put on my eyeshadow primer, my face primer, I put my perfume on, and then I apply lip balm. That is literally the order of operations. And this is very nice. It basically has what feels like a Vaseline texture, but it is really moisturizing on the lips. It's not as long lasting as like the Agave Bite one, but it's pretty good, does the job. I like it. I just want to know how much longer it will take me to work through this. Once I have gone through both of these, I'm basically done with high-end lip balms and only have chapstick, quite literally chapstick, left in my collection, so we'll see. Carrying on the lip train, I do have one lip product that was the cause of me kicking the other ones out of the project, and it is this NARS Rikugen, I'm probably saying that word wrong, satin lip pencil. I've had this for such a long time, and I wore this on my wedding day. It's what I wear under the House Laboratories lip gloss in most all videos. I just love the color of this. It's basically my lips, but a little bit darker. Like, it's, for all intents and purposes, the same color. It just enhances my natural lip. I don't know how long I have left on this. I'm gonna go again with the pinky system, super high tech here. But even when I'm wearing a mask, I still find myself applying this because it's basically just like a lipstick. It doesn't really rub off, so I do like it. It is something that I want to finish off, and I don't know if I would repurchase it, but it would just be so satisfying to get another lipstick-esque product finished off in my collection. The final item that I'm bringing in is a bronzer. I bet you didn't see that coming based on our earlier bronzer chat, but hear me out. As I have been playing with the remaining bronzers in my collection, I basically chose this one to be the focus area because I believe I can get it finished off by the end of the year. It is my NYX Wonder Pencil. It's technically not a bronzer. It is the highlight and contour stick in light/medium. This was a craze, and I totally bought it for hype purposes, even though I never became somebody who did contour and highlight. This is what it looks like. You have the like highlight side, which you can see sits here untouched, and then you have the contour side. I basically am just using this in the same way that I was using a bronzer. I rub this onto the palm of my hand, and then I use a stippling brush to pick some up, And then I basically go into the hollows of my cheeks and a little bit on my forehead. Again, same place that I was doing my bronzer. And I like the look of it, and I liked the like texture of it on my skin. So I figured like go for the easy victory, try to get this finished off. This is what she looks like. There's not a ton of like product on this side. I do not plan on using the highlight side, so once this puppy is gone, the whole thing is out of here. This is my starting mark. So we'll see. I do feel optimistic that I can make good progress on this using it as frequently as I would be applying bronzer, because even if I'm not applying my full foundation, I still will apply under eye concealer, highlighter, blush, and bronzer. I don't know, I just feel like that's a thing I want to continue on. I've never found that those have rubbed off on my mask. It's only been my foundation. So we'll see how I get on with this. All right, guys, that was a super long update. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I hope that you enjoyed seeing all of my progress. I enjoyed sharing it with you, and let's hope that I can make some more progress before the year is over. I'm so glad you chose to spend some of your day with me today, and I'll talk to you in the next video real soon.